So I saw one of those pesky YouTube commercials pertaining to the elections, and usually I see a lot by Kamala. I just saw one with her, and she's talking to Taraji. And what does Taraji say? Madam Vice President, the our women's reproductive rights or fertility or some she said. She went straight to that. You know, it's a common narrative. It's giving scripted. It's giving you're an actress, so you're being an actress. It's giving you guys have agreed to use that talking point in your little commercial because that's what you're pushing and campaigning off of right now. Oh, and Trump and his supporters are Nazi or Nazi-ish or something to that effect. I hesitate to say the word because everything's forbidden on social media now, right? But only by us individual content creators. I notice that if they're a news station or something, they can say whatever the heck they want to say. And a lot of other people can, but whatever. We know what that is. But, you know, I held on to my vote to the last minute because I want to, you know, look at all I can before I even decide. Because, you know, some of us, sometimes we just decide not to vote. And I seen a comment under a video just a few minutes ago that said, you know, maybe we should just not vote. And given this topic, that person, I might be rocking with that. Now, someone brought up that Trump wants to give the police more immunities. And I'm like, okay, this is my first time hearing about this. So I go and look, and lo and behold, he is in, you know, some videos talking about the police. You know, they have a dangerous job. They have split seconds to make a decision. And if it was an innocent mistake, I'm paraphrasing, but I'm sure pretty close, you know, they should have some immunities. And it's like, you know, they do. They really do. So much so to the point where it tends to be biased, in my opinion, and I'm sure others' opinions. And, you know, we have to kind of like push for there to be some type of charges because just like everybody, right? They can go to courts and have a fair trial to where it could be discovered and determined whether or not they should be held accountable, you know, for what took place. And that is something that should be afforded to everyone. And it is afforded to the police also. The road on getting them there, if citizens feel like, you know, they should have some accountability, is tough, as is. So, with Trump wanting to add on to that, I say, what? Why mess with that? Why interfere? And I felt a little Kamala word salad, if you will, because she uses words, but just nonsensical words like this baby, this is nonsense. Just don't, you know, that type of deal. But I can clearly see him skating around it a bit. And for me, that causes to look into it a bit more to see officially what are you saying, sir? Because again, I don't think you should be tampering with it at all. But in one part of him answering a probing question, and as far as what does he mean by that, he's like, well, you know, I think she was asking like, what would that look like? He said, well, you know, if I decide or someone decides, you know, that maybe they were just doing their job, and it, you know, they like he was saying they have a couple of seconds to make a decision, blah blah blah. Sir, isn't there already, that's already something that is looked at in every case? why would you need to have it formal where it's someone gets to do an extra look at it or go behind the look that has already been made in efforts to find some kind of immunity and support for the officers to not hold them accountable because it was in the confines of their job. It sounds a little sketchy to me. It sounds a little dangerous to me. And I was in the comment sections of these videos and noticing that a lot of people were saying I was on board with him. And this, I draw the line. This is where he loses me. Not that they were going to vote for Kamala, because in my opinion, I think it's irresponsible, shiftless, and sloppy to just say, okay, I don't like all that, so I'm going to just go ahead and vote for them. If they don't qualify, they don't qualify. You know, we can choose someone else, or I don't know, maybe I'll write my name down there just to fill the spot. But not voting at all, you know, for any one of the presidents that are running, hey, that might be something that need to be done because, you know, I can feel like a person is best qualified for the job. I can feel like, okay, I'm rocking with this, that, and the third, and there's a large percentage of what he got going on that I'm rocking with, the stance that he's taking. But I also have to pay attention to the things that I may not be rocking with, and how important is it for me to not support those things. I'm not going to support you giving extra immunities to police. Now, what else is that that led to looking deeper into back when they were trying to charge him, and he wanted immunities applied, you know? I didn't pay attention at the time it was going on. I'm like, okay, they're going after him, blah, 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 with the whoop. Why don't they go after other presidents in the past that have done things? Because haven't they? Um, but it's interesting they're going after this guy, and so intensively. So yeah. So what I found so far is that the Supreme Court did decide that he does get a little bit of immunity because, you know, he was acting as president when these things occurred. So based upon that, the Supreme Court will already give you immunities regardless of whether it's something that is chargeable and punishable. Now, what he wants is full immunity as acting presidents. No. Everybody should be held accountable if need be. That is the American thing to do. No one should have immunity no matter who they are. You can say they have a very dangerous job and sometimes they have split seconds to make a decision. You can say the president's job is pretty doggone complex and it's pretty intense. Yep, so is being a parent. Baby, I'm sorry, but I don't see anywhere where we get immunity. Okay? So if we handed out immunity and you're not going to give them to us, you know, parents, and that's just starting at parents. What about teachers? Well, what about, I don't know, anybody? Anybody can get it, right? No. You want to give extra protections to police and basically full protections to the presidents. That I can never be okay with, and it sounds like that's something he's pretty set on. I won't support that. That's for sure. I'll continue to look into it, but it seems pretty cut and dry to me, and it's enough. This is not even should be a topic of conversation in my opinion, so it doesn't matter what else I discover about it. The fact that it's something he wants to implement in any way, I'm not okay with it. So there's that.